The Taylor Agreement that we're bringing a lawsuit on is a radical new attempt at a union security agreement. Usually, union security agreements are a clause within a larger collective bargaining agreement reached between the employer and the union. What's gone on in Taylor is they have a collective bargaining agreement which they've just reached, which expires in 2017, but they also did a separate side agreement which was negotiated and ratified separately. It's a union security clause that is extended all the way to 2023. And that is what makes it very inappropriate. It's obviously, the 10-year length is meant to exempt the union from the right to work law for a decade. But more than that, it simply violates labor law. In Michigan, public sector unions are subject to an act called the Public Employment Relations Act, also known as PARA. And under PARA, the collective bargaining agreement is meant to be one single consolidated agreement. There are laws that say that you cannot extend terms and conditions of the collective bargaining agreement past the collective bargaining agreement's expiration term. So you can't do what you have here. You can't have a collective bargaining agreement for 5 years and a union security agreement for 10. It's also improper for a school board to commit to a public policy by using a contract. A school board is a legislative body of sorts, and they cannot tie future school boards to a policy that they want today. They have a limited ability to do so, but under conditions such as this, given the length, 10 years, given the fact that they're trying to negate the state's public policy, it's simply inappropriate for them to bind a subsequent school board to a certain public policy.
I went into teaching because I wanted to make a difference in the lives of children and to help those who need it most, and to show students what they can achieve if they're willing to work for it. Most importantly, to stand up for what is right. And that is why I've chosen to take legal action against my employer, Taylor School District, and against my union, Taylor Federation of Teachers, Local 1085. I believe that my employer and my union have colluded and conspired to circumvent the freedom to work legislation recently passed by the Michigan State Legislature. Teachers should have the right to choose. Our rights should not be hindered nor denied because the union wants to ensure a constant revenue flow while bargaining away our salaries and benefits with impunity. This only enables districts to fiscally mismanage the tax dollars, as demonstrated by 2 Plant Moran studies in 2006 and 2010 that Taylor paid over $30,000 each for and ignored. The Taylor School District continues as an unskilled labor job bank instead of an institute that places the highest level of their existence for the quality of education. That should be the first and foremost for their students. Taylor teachers went for 3 years without a contract. Then Michigan became a right-to-work state. Suddenly teachers are presented with an unheard of 5-year contract with a 10% pay cut and the 10-year security clause for the union. Teachers in Taylor were scared into this vote. They were told that if they did not vote for this contract on February 5th and did not pass it, that there would be no pay on February 15th and their health insurance benefits would end as of March 1st. This so-called security clause is a misnomer. It guarantees nothing for teachers except that dues will continue to increase. The money will continue to flow into union coffers to pay inflated salaries of state and national union cronies. David Hecker, the president of the AFT Michigan, has had his salary and allowances increase over $30,000 in just the last year. The national president, Randy Weingartner, has had her salary increase over $60,000 from 2010 to 2011. And these costs are continually passed along to a declining membership as our salaries are negotiated and away and get smaller. This makes union membership only more costly, while our wages are declining. Sadly, there is nothing that I can legally do to force my union to follow through with any of the promises that they make.